Let's talk about Dalvin Cook being an Indianapolis Colt.
Ooh. Whoa.
You know, Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt was down taking a tour in New Orleans.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Flew all the way down to the bayou, real hot. We were talking to Jimmy Graham yesterday, just a few feet away. Kareem Hunt flew all the way down there, okay? Outside the building, didn't get inside, because whenever he was on his way to the building, got a text from his agent or from somebody that said, hey, don't go in that building. Colts would like to sign you. They got more money, much more interested, and a bigger role potentially. All you got to do is get to Indianapolis and do like a physical. Now, I don't have any inside information on this. It's just a visit. Who knows what will happen? But the Colts need a running back, and Kareem Hunt is currently still available, and Dalvin Cook is still available. And, you know, if what's going on with Jonathan Taylor, hopefully, now, we read the information live. My first reaction is get him out of the building. Maybe that was the case. Maybe something did turn sour again in negotiation, and there is an injury, so it's just enough things to kind of set up a perfect situation where we're going to be separate. Now, allegedly, what I think I've heard from Shane and from other people that spoke, it's like, has an ankle, going to do something, will be back, wasn't practicing, has the capability to go do something, will be back. So actual injury thing, hopefully in that time they're able to figure something out. But if they're not, okay, if they're not able to figure something out, I mean, Jonathan Taylor is an incredible football player.
Yes.
Now, it does seem like it has gotten soured here a bit. Quick. Quick. I'm a fan of Jonathan Taylor. Last year, the Colts were a very boring, terrible football team that resulted in a number 4 overall pick. Jonathan Taylor did not have his best year. The offensive line did not have their best year. The offense did not have their best year. Just a couple months ago, he said he's just going to play through the contract because right now, optically, new quarterback, new GM, terrible last year, optically not really good to get into a publicly money fund fight for a lot of Colts fans. Like now, nationally, I hear a lot of people saying, he's your best player, you got to pay him. It's like, I agree. Hey, fuck, I hope they do pay him. I hope that happens. But what has been recognized, I think, here by all parties is like, hey man, you don't want to be a part of the fucking team. Like, our team stunk. Whenever you know what I mean? Like, we have a brand new energy, a brand new team. And just a couple months ago, you said you were going to kind of go with us. We're all focusing like this way, and you're out of there. Like, that's an easy thought for a lot of people to have. That's just reality. I hate to say it. So if it ends up moving on from Jonathan Taylor, I hope Jonathan Taylor has incredible success. I hope he makes a lot of money. I hope he gets back to the football player he was 2 years ago when he was in the MVP conversation, and he was our fucking guy. But with that being said, if you can get Kareem Hunt and Dalvin Cook on your team for probably less money than what you would have had to sign Jonathan Taylor for, that's not a bad option to have for Chris Ballard right now in Indianapolis. And Jim Irsay, I guess, who's a part of this whole thing. But Jim Irsay said we're not trading or moving on from Jonathan Taylor, so that would tell me that hopefully they'll be able to get a deal done and we'll have Jonathan Taylor back, which would be great for all parties. But it doesn't sound like anything's close right now.
Well, and we're getting up against it. Like, it's not the start of July. Like we just said, like, hey, season's right around the corner. And it is. Like, granted, he's a running back and he's not a moron, but, like, it is a new offense. And it's probably pretty important that he gets, especially when you're doing a bunch of zone read stuff. Like, they weren't doing any of that last year with Matt Ryan. Like, that takes reps, and, like, you need to be present. You need to be doing that kind of stuff. So it's like he really doesn't have the time. He doesn't have the leverage. So, like, a decision kind of needs to be made, like, now.
I mean, I'm sure he can do it, but I mean, came from Wisconsin. They weren't doing zone read from there, and then he played with Wentz and Rivers Rivers. So like he's never done that. I'm sure he's athletic. He's going to be fine there. But I mean, getting the mesh point and everything, and the read and feeling it on you and pull and it, like, I mean, you'd like to have some practice together, right?
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor, a great leader, you would assume, on the team as well. So as you're making this transition into a new team, a new era, you would hope that Jonathan Taylor would be one of the pillars of that going forward. But Jonathan Taylor's saying, I would like to be one of the pillars. Just let's do the business. You know what I mean?
Some money.
Let's do the business. Can they not just agree to, like, hey, we'll negotiate week 10? How about that?
Yeah, but what if in the first 9 weeks he's got 500 yards and
the agent's not trusting the team.
Yeah, well, this agent is not trusted by the team either,
right.
Because
Malky's got a lot of MMA fighters too.
I'm saying, what does this do for him for holding out, though? Let's just say he held out till week 1. It's not going to help him.
Yeah, business.
Unless he really wants traded, right? If he really wants out of there, possibly.
Yeah, this doesn't feel like repairable.
But even if he
on the ground,
even if he want out of, who's going to pay him?
Well,
he's been hurt. Nobody's gonna pay him.
It would have to be a sign and trade, right? Probably.
He's still gonna have to pay for the same thing that he's playing for here this year.
Well, and
nobody's gonna give him more money.
He's not signing and trading for what he wants. Like that's why it just doesn't feel like it's repairable.
He might not like the new offense too.
Yeah, who knows where you're going, right? Because he definitely, he can go anywhere. That just makes the best offer.
Yeah, but
what a fascinating scene that's just happening upon Shane Steichen's first introduction to the Indianapolis Colts. All right, listen, need you to get everybody to buy in, new culture, a little accountability. Got a brand new quarterback now. They say he's got a lot of potential. Now you're gonna have to coach his ass up, now, right? He's got to get better. So quarterback needs to get better. Culture needs to get better. Also, best player, just here but not.
You must get the fuck out of here.
Okay?
And you have to answer questions every day about him too that you don't want to talk about.
Did you see him yesterday? He was standing like this.
Yep.
And he gave an answer that was like, when he's cleared, he'll be a practice. Okay.
Basically saying, stop asking me about him. If he's not here, he's rehab. That's all
he's doing rehab right now. That's why he was not in practice. Is that normal? Pretty much when he's cleared by the medical staff. Is he in the building? I'm done answering questions.
Yeah.
He was so. That's it. This is welcome to being a head coach.
Yep.
But from all other parties at training camp, love what Steichen and Anthony Richardson are cooking.
Absolutely.
Like the defense is motivated and energized about what's happening on the other side of the ball. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of spite on that team because of how terrible they were. Despicable to watch they were last year. Yeah. A lot of spite in Indianapolis, baby. What are they, plus what, 10,000?
Plus 10?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shock the world.
It's going to be tough in that AFC. I watched the Jets last night on Hard Knocks. Jesus Christ.
Everyone's bought in there too.
Yeah.
What's that, buddy?
Everyone's bought in there as well.
It feels like this year, positive camps everywhere.
Yeah.
There's just so much talent.
Except for that J.K. Dobbins situation keeps popping up a little bit.
Well, I know you would certainly find something if it was out of the Ravens program because of who you are and your affiliates, alliances
Sure.
in the football world. What's going on with J.K. Dobbins? Holding out?
I just Harbaugh. It keeps getting thrown into the chat every day, like that. Just Harbaugh.
You're the one throwing it into the chat.
Not once.
Oh, okay.
Because I can't do that because people will do this.
What's that?
They'll say that I'm just throwing it in there because I'm a Steelers.
Oh, so you're sending it to Mitt to send in? What do you?
No, I definitely wouldn't send it there because it definitely wouldn't make it into the chat if I.
Yeah, our chat, not our chat.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
But no, I mean Dobbins.
He's a Mitt.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like Dobbins isn't there. I don't think. And he's healthy. I'm pretty sure. Or he's just.
Is he at the facility or is he just not on the field?
He's Ohio State guy, right? What's going on?
Yeah. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to ask Tone. I read Harbaugh's comments, but I didn't know if that means he's just still rehabbing or he's not there.
What Harbaugh say?
Something like Tone said, hey, he's not out here. Can't wait to see him out. Like, I'm excited for when I want him out here, basically.
The ball was in his court. Is what
that's
I
what he
saw.
said.
What is it? He doesn't feel healthy, but the team feels he's healthy? Is it one of those things?
No, I think he wants a new contract.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a money thing?
Yeah, I believe so.
And if it's not, we know from last year he was literally limping into the end zone, and then the report cards come out about the strength and conditioning staff, and maybe J.K. Dobbins wasn't being handled exactly right.
Yeah, you're right. I did forget about that because they were talking about Lamar's injury at the time because is he making business decisions or is he actually hurt? And somebody talked about it, and then all of a sudden the report card came out like, hey, I've never been in their training room. I have no idea. But I saw a report card of people that have been in there, and their thoughts on that place are low.
Yeah.
Very, very low.
Those were typically the best grades for every team came from the training staff, no matter where they were on that.
Love this group of people.
Love the training staff.
Spend a lot of time with them.
Yeah.
They're here all day trying to up our spirits and get us back on the field, seemingly on our side.
Yeah.
Have to be. And everybody loves them.
Yeah, and that was a huge takeaway from J.K. Dobbins last year. I think we talked about it even because he broke away. And then it was like clearly like that dude's not sprinting. He's legitimately
He was at like
limping.
65%. His leg extension was at. They do this thing where they do what's that thing that judges the angle? Tells you how percentage of the angle or the number. It's like a folder thing.
The semicircle.
When you're coming off like an ACL surgery or something?
And they're like, we're trying to get your leg to 90 today. We're going to try to get your leg to like past whatever this acute angle.
Yeah.
Oh, right angle?
Yeah, so they do they have a thing here.
Obtuse.
How many degrees you can bend it back?
The degrees, there it is. The degrees. The degrees.
Oh.
So that's like a whole part of the rehab process. That's
straightening out too. You got to be able to try to get it dead straight too.
Yeah, that's like a process. And J.K. Dobbins last year, his leg was not making it to 90 one time.
No.
And it's like any rehab that I've been a part of, 3 knee surgeries, that whole game is a pretty big part
have
of it.
to win that game.
Yeah, that's like, and he was. You remember he wasn't. He was still pulling away from people.
Yeah, still going.
Nasty.
Yeah, he was unbelievable, but he was limping pretty heavily.
So technically, he's still on the physically unable to perform list, but the speculation is, according to Florio, that he's unhappy with his contract.
Yeah, but he's top 5 conspiracy theorist in the history of the NFL.
True.
Well, he hasn't reported on Antarctica yet.
NFL.
What happened there?
Oh, yeah.